Hey guys, Happy New Year. I hope each and every one of you had a fantastic holiday season. 2023 is here. I'm very excited and pumped for it. There's going to be a lot of interesting things taking place, but there's 3 changes in the culture of real estate that I want to talk to you about today. These changes will have a modest impact on real estate, but I want to dive right in. Foreign buyer ban in Canada for a period of 2 years. That's right. Foreign ownership will not be allowed for purchase of residential real estate with a few exceptions. A couple of quick exceptions would be if you are a temporary worker on a work visa, you may be allowed to purchase real estate, or if you're an international student. Now to me, this is a political flex and about 6 years too late. Foreign ownership in BC for residential real estate is less than 2%. Number 2, and this one's important, buyer's rescission period. Effective immediately, any buyer who's going to make an offer to purchase will be granted mandatory 72 hours rescissionary period or 3 business days. Now, in the event the buyer decides to change their mind for any circumstances, they will be paying a 0.25% fee to the seller to back out of the contract. Now, this is important because this is protecting the sellers, but this is also protecting the buyers, because we had a lot of offers in the last 2 years that were being treated subject free, but this protects the buyer or gives them some assurance that if there's any due diligence that they need to do, they still can. Of course, standard subjects like financing, inspection, reviewing title, insurance, etc. will still apply, and if the buyers are not satisfactory with those subjects, they can still recuse themselves from the contract without any obligation. Number 3, rental bylaws. Last November, the BC government mandated and lifted all rental restrictions among strata properties. So if you had a condo or if you have a townhouse that didn't allow rentals or had restricted rentals, that is no longer permissible, and every strata property is allowed to be rented or tenanted now. Now this has its pros and cons. There are some people, including a lot of my clients, who bought over the years into strata properties that restricted rentals, and they bought it for that particular reason. Whereas there's been people who have been owning their strata properties who were restricted rentals before. Now they have the flexibility to rent out their condo or townhouse and diversify their portfolio. On the other hand as well, there's been investors who couldn't get into the marketplace because of certain price threshold, but now, and for certain investors, it's gonna allow them to purchase some properties that were previously restricted as far as the rentals go. So will this have a positive or negative impact on real estate and supply? We're gonna go through a knee-jerk phase initially where investors will start looking for lower price point strata properties for investment. But I don't expect the older strata properties that were struggling to sell or were struggling at a lower price point to have an immediate spike in value. So my perspective overall, I see more paperwork, more compliance, but it should not have any adverse effect on the value of real estate as far as the 3 new rules are concerned. As I've said it before, the direct relation to the price fluctuations is to do with the cost of borrowing. If the rate's going to continue to spike, the values are going to continue to adjust. So 2022 has been a transition market, and transition not necessarily from the seller to the buyer, but transition in terms of expectations and managing expectations for both sellers and buyers. Towards the tail end of 2022, I have seen certain confidence amongst both buyers and sellers in terms of realizing what the market has done, realizing where the prices are going to be traded, and for the buyers realizing what the cost of borrowing is. For sellers, I hope that the values are not going to fluctuate more than they already have in 2022, but that's largely contingent to what Bank of Canada's policies are going to be for interest rates. The adjusted values in real estate has opened up incredible amount of opportunities on all investment fronts. Be it your first home, be it your investment property. There are numerous amount of options that you can dabble and see which one makes the most sense to you. And it's also important to note and speculate not only on real estate, but also on interest rates. For example, if you're thinking about making a move in the next 3 to 6 months, dabbling on a shorter term mortgages such as 1 or 2 years may be a viable option. So it's important to know what your horizon is, what your goals are, where you're headed, but most importantly, treat your home or your real estate or your investment as a long-term proposition. When you purchase your home or an investment property, and if you give yourself enough time to look at all market anomalies, you're going to set yourself, it's going to be easier for you to manage your expectation. You're going to be able to weather out anomalies in the market such as what we face today. You're also going to be able to explore more options as far as cost of borrowing is concerned. And lastly, you will make capital gains. So I'll sign up right there. I wish you all a very healthy, happy, and a successful 2023. If you've got any questions, please feel free to give me a call. I look forward to speaking with you and hopefully working with you in the future. Take care. Have a good day.